welcome to Loose Threads. Loose Threads is a podcast where we divulge behind-the-scenes information on some current true crime cases and explore the stories of outsiders who, for whatever reason, have become involved in these cases. What is it about a missing persons case that seems to draw these characters out of the woodwork? Who exactly are these people? And how did I become one of them? I'm not really sure why people would involve themselves into true crime cases. I'm sure they feel like they can help. But as someone who has been there and done that, I may be uniquely qualified to explore this macabre phenomenon, which has been going on in America since one of the most high-profile missing persons cases in history, the Lindbergh baby kidnapping. On Friday, July 10th, 2015, 2-year-old Deorr Kunz was reported missing from Timber Creek Campground by his parents. Accompanying them were the mother's grandfather and one of his closest friends. As a forensic astrologer, which is someone who studies crime charts, I contacted a family member who put me in touch with the maternal grandmother. I was probably the first outsider to insert myself into the Deorr Kunz case, but I was not the last. I witnessed many people insert themselves into the investigation. Some were invited, some not, and they ran the gamut from so-called private investigators to psychics, backwards speech analysts, and even catfishers. All of them claimed they wanted to help find this missing boy, but many soon found they had bitten off more than they could chew. As for myself, well, I was threatened, harassed, doxxed, and then finally I came to a friendly understanding with one of the parents. Others didn't fare so well. We will get into their stories in future episodes. For now, let's take a trip back in time. One cold and rainy Tuesday night on the 1st of March, 1932, 20-month-old Charles Lindbergh III was kidnapped from his crib in East Amwell, New Jersey. A ransom note demanding $50,000 was left behind. A week later, John F. Condon placed an ad in the Bronx Home News offering $1,000 of his own money and volunteering himself to be the go-between, an offer that was accepted by the kidnappers. After much cloak and dagger activities, Condon delivered the money to a man he called Cemetery John, who he later identified in court as Bruno Hauptmann. Besides John Condon, others in the case turned out to be frauds. A bootlegger named Mickey Rosner claimed his mafia connections could help find the child, but wanted a hefty sum of $2,500. Gaston B. Means, a former FBI agent turned swindler, tried to coerce $35,000 from Good Samaritan Mrs. Evelyn Walsh McLean, the former wife of the publisher of the Washington Post. Means was subsequently tried and convicted. John Hughes Curtis was another hoaxer who tormented the Lindbergh family and led them on a wild goose chase up and down the eastern seaboard, even going so far as to claim that he had held the living child in his own arms. This was cruelly proven false when the child's body was found on May 12th by the side of a road, having been deceased since the night of the kidnapping. Another missing child case from 1979, the disappearance of Eaton Patz, was also plagued with hoaxes, including a telephone call from a young man claiming to be Eaton, a fake claim of knowing where the body was buried, many false confessions, and even a hoaxer posing as a journalist claiming to have information about the case. These disruptions and distractions caused not only heartache to the family, but resulted in many wasted hours and resources for law enforcement and the local community. What were my own motivations for inserting myself into the Kunz case? At the time, I was working with a group of astrologers to develop an astrological formula that could help pinpoint the locations of missing people. So I reached out to the Kunz family with the best intentions. I never expected to be lied to, manipulated, and threatened, although I probably should have, as it had happened before to me and others by the very people claiming they wanted our help. We will explore those stories in future episodes of this podcast. So please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and don't forget the little bell so you won't miss out. Until next time, thanks for joining Loose Threads.